Oh! Yeah, Baby Driver. It really takes that phrase, drive it like you stole it literally.
But love is breathing still. Our Lady Moonshine down. A little people magic if you will.
Baby Driver is directed by Edgar Wright, starring Ansel, Elgort, Lily James, Kevin Spacey, John Hamm, Jamie Foxx, and Eiza González. Before I go any further, I just want to say that there will not be any plot spoilers in this review. This film is about the character of Baby, portrayed by Ansel Elgort, and he is a getaway driver. He is basically hired by Kevin Spacey's character to be the getaway driver for various heists in order to pay off a debt that he owes to him. And once that debt is paid, he really wants to just get away from this life. But of course, once you're in that type of life, it is really difficult to get out. I personally am a big fan of Edgar Wright and all of his films. Everything from the Cornetto trilogy to Scott Pilgrim. The best part of this film is that the technical filmmaking aspects, I think, are fantastic, especially during the car chase sequences. This is some of the best car chase sequences I've ever seen. They're just so well edited, so well choreographed, and they are just a marvel to behold on screen. And I really have to give Edgar Wright a lot of credit for really kind of shaping them and giving us such a great treat at the cinema. Ansel Elgort is the lead of this film, and I think he does a good job. He is someone whom I'm not too familiar with his other work, but I think for having to carry this film and really be the center at which all of the plot is revolving, I thought he did a good job. Granted, I think his character is a little stiff at times, because I think that that's necessary for just the way his character is. Also, some of his line delivery is a little stiff as well. Yet again, I think that's just the character design itself. Also, Lily James is an actress I'm also not familiar with, and she is kind of a rising star as well. And it's nice that we have these two young actors on screen together, really having good chemistry, as well as giving us a lot of heart in the film. There is a lot of heart within the Baby character, and I think a lot of that has to do with this relationship. Kevin Spacey, I think, is a world-class actor. I've been a fan of his forever. He is an Academy Award winner. He's someone who continually does great work throughout his career. He really has such a great range about him. He can do protagonist, antagonist. He is great in this film. Also, we got to see John Hamm in his best performance since the end of Mad Men. Yes, I know he did do a few performances in movies while he was in Mad Men, but this is really his best post-Mad Men role, and he is great in this film. Also, we have Jamie Foxx, who is in a role that is kind of his best that he's had in a while. He is someone who is also an Academy Award winner, but he really hasn't done a lot of great roles recently. He plays a character that is different than what we're used to seeing Jamie Foxx play, and I thought that it was really refreshing to see him in a movie like this. The film also has a great soundtrack, mixed with a lot of different genres of music, and it is used very effectively throughout the film, particularly in the car chase sequences. The film also pays homage and takes a lot from a lot of previous films within this genre, particularly the film called The Driver, which came out in 1978, directed by Walter Hill, and starring Ryan O'Neal and Bruce Dern. But this film is kind of a more modern, cooler take on that film, and I really like how big of a cinephile that Edgar Wright is. But while I really enjoyed the film, there is certain negative aspects I have with it, and a lot of that has to come with the second act. The film kind of slows down. Once you get past this exuberant kind of opening and the film kind of settles into itself, I think it slows down a little bit in the middle, and I really think it kind of labors to decide what to do to really keep it afloat. And a lot of that has to do with the development of the relationship between Baby and Deb, or Deborah, portrayed by Lily James. The main issue I have with them is their relationship is taken time to develop a little bit, but then it kind of is also rushed at the same time. It's kind of difficult to say what I'm talking about unless you see the film. I also wish we kind of got more into the other characters of the film. Granted, this film is supposed to revolve around Baby, hence why his name is in the title, but I really wanted to see a lot of these characters explored more and not just be plot devices, because that is essentially what they are. They're kind of just there to move the plot along, especially when it comes to Baby and his life. I know that this film does not necessarily need that, but I want to see a little bit more, especially with the Lily James character. I really think that she is a very important character in this film for Baby. I also feel like the film is slightly too long. In the third act, there is a lot of climactic things happening, and there are some portions where I thought the film was winding down, only to rev up again and continue on, and it felt a little lengthy, but I really don't think a lot of people will notice that. There tends to be this penchant for Edgar Wright's films to be more style over substance. It is something that is inherent in his films, but it's never been a big problem with me. I've always been very endeared to his style, his quirkiness. The way he kind of shoots movies is unique. The way he edits them is unique. I also understand that Edgar Wright's style is not for everyone. So with all that being said, I'm going to give this film a 4 out of 5 stars. It is extremely fun. The action sequences are good. The acting is good. And it really is a cool film that takes a lot from past films as well. If you like this video, please check out the other videos on my channel.